ठीक है, अलाउ कर दीजिए. ओके.
Yes.
So let us start our today's class. So in the last class we have discussed about how information and communication technology is helpful for the our livestock development. Okay. So we have just witnessed that there is a severe outbreak of a pandemic disease, corona, due to which lockdown situation has been raised. And we are in touch and we can take a class with the help of ICT. So there is a lots of potential hidden in the ICT to do more than just learning at our normal classroom situation. So the number one which we discussed that mobile computing based initiatives were there. Some of the examples was MSRF, MS Swaminathan Research Foundation, Kisan, Kisan Call Center, Varana Wired Village Project. So all of those were mobile computing based initiatives. And then there are some of the decision support system based initiatives. You might have knowing about here the term expert system. So what is this expert system? In the expert system, the farmers ask questions in their regional language, and suppose any disease is there in their livestock, then he will fill all the columns which is on the web page, and ultimately a conclusion will be drawn by the kiosk, information kiosk, and he will be guided that your animal is suffering from this disease, and accordingly the curative measures or treatment for that disease that will be suggested to him. So this is the decision support system based initiative. So some of the examples are IT in cooperative dairy. Okay, so in the dairy sector, how it is playing role by calculating the fat percentage, SNF, and where are the farmers located, where the cooperatives are located. So all those locations, they are also nowadays getting collected by the ICT. You know, the Google map and location, Google location is there. So you can get the actual location, actual direction, how to reach there. So these are the some of the things. Akash Ganga was one of the another decision support system for automatic milk collection center. Touch screen information kiosk is there, just like you have seen in the railway stations. There is touch screen is there, from which passenger can get information about their current status of their train. Computerized dairy farm management. This has made the dairy farm management very easier. You already know about the how we collect the data and how we record our business transactions in the form of journal, ledger, cash book. So now all the recordings is being made in the form of Tally. Okay, that is a computer software, and for a small business firm, it is easier to make recording of the transactions by a person itself. But for a big farm, it is not easy to record the business transactions, all the monetary transactions of the business by manual method. So computer is also helping there for farm management. And number three was web-based initiatives, just like National Animal Disease Reporting System, Dairy Information System, India Dairy Gateway, Goat Management, Animal Health Information System. So these are the web-based initiatives which has been started by some of our pioneer institutes, just like IVRI, NDRI, CFA. So they have taken some web-based initiative. In the last class, I have shown you some of the mobile apps or window apps which are helping the people to get the various information about disease outbreak, how to control the disease outbreak, what are the remedies. So that was the support system by ICT. Now contribution by traditional media, you all know that television, radio, they are have contributed a lot, but nowadays they are blended with the ICT. Okay, now you have listened the term internet radio. Have you listened the term internet radio? Means the radio is combined with the internet, and now you can get access to any program anytime, 24/7. Okay, so I have also discussed how the computerization system in our country has started. That was National Informatics Center was given responsibility for the starting of computer network in our country, and there was a National Informatics Center network, this NIC. So every district was one computer was provided to every district, and all the district computers was connected to a computer in the state headquarters, and all the state headquarters computer was connected to a computer in New Delhi. That network is called NICnet, National Informatics Center Network. So now today we will discuss about the e-learning. Okay, so you know what the full form of e-learning? Electronic learning. So this is what we are doing just right now. We are learning through electronic media. Okay, that is the e-learning. Can you see the PPT? Is that not clear? Okay, you focus on my voice. E-learning is an abbreviation from the term electronic learning, and electronic learning is technology which supports teaching and learning using a computer web technology. So it is a teaching method which is supported by computer web technology. Means there will be use of computer, there will be use of some website and internet. Focus is on learner. Okay, the concept of e-learning is focus on computer. Focus on learner. Just like the learning principle I have taught in your class. What is the definition of learning? Anybody who will remember? Anybody of you answer? What is learning?
Learning is a process um, by which we accept the ideas, techniques, skill, knowledge. It is.
Yes, we accept idea technology, but the actual definition is by which uh, learner through his own efforts and abilities changes the behavior. Okay. So learning is
Yes.
totally based on learner, how he is putting his effort, how he is putting his ability to learn anything. So the same principle is applied here also in your ICT also. So learning, so that's why the learning material in electronic form is prepared based on the learner. So first of all, a person who is preparing e-learning material, so he has to think about who is the learner, for whom he is preparing this learning material. Suppose somebody is preparing PPT, okay, PowerPoint. So he have to think about to whom person for this PPT is being prepared. What is his qualification? What is his interest? What is what is his ability. Okay, so depending upon these things, the e-learning material has to be prepared. Then only learning will be effective. So nature of e-learning is it is empowered by digital technology, computer enhanced learning. So computer is acting as moderator. Okay. So suppose there is one book chapter is there. I have taken snap of that book chapter and I have pasted into PPT of my presentation, and that is being displayed to the learner. So now you can know what we have used. We have used the book chapter or a study material that is inserted into the PPT and it is sent to you or displayed to you. Okay, it can be sent to all over the world instantly with the help of e-learning. So that is computer enhanced learning. Computer is acting as a catalyst or enhancement of learning. Technology enhanced learning. There are lots of new technologies are coming. They are also helping for e-learning. Online learning. There are several uh, courses there. They are providing diploma or certificate for e-learning. So that is online learning. So the person who cannot reach a distant place, suppose you want to learn anybody who is situated in Western country and you are not able to go there. In today's situation, nobody is able to go some other part of the country even. But you can access to the learning material through online learning. Okay, this is the advantage. And that advantage we are using right now. So what are the other characteristics of e-learning? It is not synonymous to audio, visual and multimedia learning. Hence, it is a advanced form of audio visual learning. So it is more than just audio, visual and multimedia learning. It is confined to web-based and internet-based learning. So the most important component of e-learning is web-based and internet-based learning. And it is more than online learning. Exclusion of non-internet and non-web technology. We have to exclude the technologies which are non-internet, means which cannot be supported to internet and which cannot be included to internet. So that technology should be excluded for e-learning. What are the modes of e-learning? Number one is support learning. So what does this internet learning? It supports our learning. It's just like preparing our PPTs, inserting the graph, chart, diagram, map, pictures in the PPT. Even you can insert videos also and audio also. So what does this thing do? This supports the learning. When you will open a Wikipedia, suppose there is some term is written there in the internet. If you want to listen the pronunciation, what is the actual pronunciation of that word? Then also there is one icon is there, just like a speaker icon is there. When you will click that, then you will able to listen the actual pronunciation of that term. So in this way, through e-learning, it supports the learning. It gives the actual idea, actual picture, actual diagram. Even you can get the 3D diagram. Okay, of that idea or principle which you are going to discuss. So number two is blended learning. So one more concept is there, concept of blended learning, which is very much useful. How it is useful? Blended learning means there will be definitely
Combination
support
of various type of learning.
yes. There will be support for, there will be one online learning will be there, electronic learning will be there, But along with electronic learning, a person, a teacher will be also there with traditional method. For example, what is traditional method? Through chalkboard. Okay. So suppose one we are in our smart class, there is a PPT for projector is there for PPT projection. Okay. Laptop is there, means computer system is there. But along with that, one chalkboard is also there. Suppose what I have prepared in my PPT slides. If any question is there which is beyond that slide, beyond that PPT, then what I have to do? I have to just take the help of chalk and board. Okay. I can draw the pictures or diagrams in order to clarify your doubt. So I can just draw the material on the board and I can clarify your doubt that this thing can be happen in this way, which is not prepared in the PPT. Okay. And it is not possible to prepare PPT in front of the class when the class is ongoing. So it is better to have a chalk and board also. So this is called blended classroom learning, means there will be electronic form will be also there and our traditional format will be also there. So this has been proven to be very good practice for e-learning, blended classroom learning. And number 3 is complete e-learning. You can see here in the PPT, complete e-learning. In the complete e-learning, you have to learn through your own efforts. Means there will be no any teacher who is going to teach you. Okay, you have to decide what materials, what are the websites you need to visit, what are the contents you that is of need of that is useful for you. Okay, what are the authentic sources, what are the relative journals or available materials, book materials or some other materials that is important for you. So you have to decide yourself. This is complete e-learning. Another e-learning method is e-textbook. You can see picture here.
Sir, one question.
Bolo.
If suppose that any learner is learned by recorded lecture, which type of in which class this type of lecture belong? Complete e-learning or incomplete e-learning?
If there is no any moderator, okay, suppose there is no any instructor or teacher who is mediated,
No, sir.
which acting as mediator, then it will be fall under the category of complete e-learning. Okay, recorded lectures will also be, if you are receiving the lecture through online method only, then it will be fall under the category of e-learning, this complete e-learning. But if there is somebody who will clear your doubt in between, whenever you will need, then this is the blended learning. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So if there is no any mediator or there is no any person who is going to guide you throughout your learning, then it is complete e-learning. So there likewise there is e-textbook, means that is available on your desktop or laptop. Through website you can download the textbooks. You have must learn must hear the term Baiju app. Have you heard the term Baijus?
Yes, sir.
Baiju app is providing the all sorts of study material for the students, especially for the primary section up to higher secondary or higher secondary. So what they are doing, they have just make some textbooks, e-textbooks from the original textbook, okay, from the syllabus only. And they are guiding the students, and it has been prepared in such a way that students will be very much attractive. The materials are attractive in nature, it is interactive in nature, means while learning, a person or advisor will also be there and he will guide the student. So they are called e-textbooks. E-journals are there. Means suppose if you are not able to purchase any journal, or if the journal is not coming to your library, college library, but you are very much interested to read that journal, any research article which is published in the journal, then you can browse through the your website, through your search engine, you can browse. And if access is granted, many of the websites they provide free services for e-journals, then you can download the journal, or you can see the preview of that journal. Have you gone through the term SERA, Consortium for E-Resources? So there are many nowadays many sources through which you can have the knowledge and information about the books, magazines, journals. Even you need not to purchase it, and you will be keeping those journals or textbooks inside your cell phone. And whenever you will need, whenever you will like to go through that journal or book, you can just browse into your mobile. You can even store those materials into your either inner storage or external storage. You have listened the term digital library. Okay.
Yes.
So nowadays all the libraries they has been converted into digital library. There is CD-ROM, and it is very much easier to find out where the books or journals or magazines they are kept. Okay. I remember uh, uh, 15 years ago, I was in the IVRI, Indian Veterinary Research Institute. At that time, the library of that IVRI was uh, electronic. It was converted into electronic library. Means there was facility for LibSys was one application there, which was in the computers, which was placed there. You just need to go through the LibSys software, and you find out the book or thesis. Just type the name of author, or just type the name of the topic you want to go through, and it will show the where the exact position is, where is the book is kept, and summary was there. Okay, so you can get the summary instantly, but if you want to go through the whole thesis or whole book, then you can find the location where it is kept, and accordingly you took out your thesis or book. So these were the facilities in the 15 years ago in IVRA. Now you can imagine how much changes or how much improvement will be there. So there are certain advantages. You know what are the advantages of e-learning? It is easy access, qualitative. You can access very easily even in your remote condition, from your home, from your work, from your house of your relatives. Everywhere you can access. It is qualitative, means quality of study materials or all materials, text materials are very good. Flexibility is there. Suppose you want to skip those materials, you can skip very easily, and you can go through the other material. It is effective media. It is different learning styles. E-learning is having individualized instructions. Means everyone can get instruction from individual instructor. and it is interesting and motivating also. Okay, so just like traditional classroom, unlike the traditional classroom, it is very much interesting, and you will get the materials in almost all formats, in the text format, in the graphics format, in the picture formats. So there are certain disadvantages of e-learning. It is costly, means still you have to pay for it. There is some charges of internet. Okay, you have to pay. Lack of equipment. Everybody is not having all the laptop, computer, or high-end devices like multimedia smartphones. Negative attitude. Some people are of negative attitude. Then they will put certain viruses or malware in the computer, just harm other person. Feeling isolation. So what are you feeling right now in the class? Are you feeling isolation or not?
Yes, yes.
Everybody response. Are you feeling isolation?
Yes, sir.
Sure, sure.
Yes.
Everyone is feeling isolation. Suppose there was not any lockdown in the regular classes, we discuss very well in the classes, and even that in the class we take the help of ICT. We take class on PPT. Okay, but there is interaction with all the students. There is a good eye contact with all the students. Means we can see which student is doing what thing. So uh, now we are feeling the isolation. Even all are connected to a through a Zoom app, but we are feeling isolation. We are distantly located, no eye contact, okay, no classroom situation. So this is the some of the drawbacks. Requires knowledge and skills. So for taking class, it requires knowledge of computer, knowledge of softwares, and skills. In the you remember in the very first class, there was lots of problem. Even now itself, if anyone is having lack of internet tower, okay, there is a lack of poor connectivity is there, then he will not be able to listen the classroom or the lecture which is being delivered by me. Somebody will say, sir, I am not able to listen. Somebody will say, sir, I am not able to see. Just like this today's class, uh, the PPTs are not in good, it is not visual, because I am showing you in the our my PC, my personal computer. So it requires knowledge and skill. It has adverse effect on health. How it is affecting adversely on health? Anybody can tell?
Yes.
So
Um,
it is
it
adversely,
affects on the
yes, on
it affects
eyes.
on the eyes. Yes.
Eyes, yes. Eyes, your body gesture. Suppose you are using for a long term, then it will affect on your body gesture. Many of the complications may come there, because in nowadays most of the people are doing their work through internet. Okay, they are sitting in different postures, so they might get some of the problems, health issues, and eye problem is the most common problem. So these are the some of the important facts about e-learning, advantages as well as disadvantages. Okay, all right, disadvantage is less, but advantage is more. So this was all about the e-learning and the lecture for today, and we will discuss some more topic in the next class. So now I thank to everyone who attended the class. So now we shall conclude our class. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
So we are concluding our class. Neha,
Yes, sir.
you send that recording to me
Yes, sir.
through Google Drive. Okay, because
Yes, sir.
recording size of recording will be more than 20 MB. So you
Yes,
have
sir.
to send it through Google Drive. So now
Okay,
we
sir.
end the lecture, and we will see you again in the next lecture. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your participation. Thank you.
Thank you.